understand that you are relatively new to the little palace, and while you've been here, most of your time has been occupied by training with hand-to-hand combat skills, studying Grisha history, and of course, learning how to control your powers. You haven't had much time to explore the hallways, have you? No, of course you haven't. After all, if you had, I would have seen you wandering. So it's only natural that you get a bit lost sometimes. You take a wrong turn, you open the wrong door. But this seems a bit excessive, wouldn't you agree? How did I find you? A better question would be, how did I come to find you here? Only the Darkling is aware of these corridors. Him and a select few whom he chooses, and I highly doubt that he shared their location with you, especially when he's been occupied with other matters recently, matters concerning you and your fate. You were looking for something in his rooms and became curious when you saw a door? While that is certainly a believable excuse, you would have no reason to be in his quarters, especially not without his permission, at such an ungodly hour. Even more so, in the middle of the winter fete. You are expected to be in attendance at all times, and given your abilities, you should most certainly be accompanying the Darkling at all times. So why exactly were you searching through his rooms? Unless, of course, you were looking for the door that leads to these corridors. What was I doing down here? Frankly, that isn't any of your business now, is it? Oh, so you believe that if it's none of your business why I was down here, it's none of my business why you were down here? Well, I could certainly understand the logic behind that. It is rather flimsy logic at best. You see, I have a reason for being down here. I have a reason for knowing about these corridors' existence. You, on the other hand, the Darkling would have informed me if he told you about these corridors, these passages that lead out of the palace. You don't seem surprised that that's where they go, which means that you must know exactly where they lead, and you're looking for a way out of here. The only question left is, why? Why on earth are you planning on leaving this place? You've been relatively happy here, have you not? And the king has decided that you won't be put to death for your abilities. So why flee? Why leave when you and I were planning on getting to know each other? Oh, really? Baghra, she told you something disturbing about the Darkling. And what exactly did she say? She said that he has a dire plan for you. And what, pray tell, is that? I see. He plans to hunt and kill Morozova's stag. And you believe in such a fairy tale? A tracker found it. Interesting. And what exactly is he supposed to do with the stag once he's killed it? He plans on putting the amplifier around your neck as a sort of collar. And what purpose would that serve but to make you stronger? It wouldn't make you stronger unless he willed it so. Do tell me what you mean by that. I see. So the amplifier would actually allow him to control your abilities. But why would he want to do that when he has shadow summoning abilities of his own? He isn't strong enough, and he doesn't wish to be the one who is controlled. A rather plausible story, I suppose, but that still doesn't explain why he would want your abilities to be strengthened at all. He plans to use your abilities to expand the fold. And why on earth would he do that? Theoden forces are moving in toward Ravka, And he wishes to expand the fold and, what, kill them off? That's exactly what he plans on doing. I see. And you intend to flee when you could help your country? You intend to flee when you could save hundreds of thousands of Grisha and their families from being in jeopardy? You would flee because you don't want to be someone's puppet. I can understand that, more than you realize. But still, even if you were to be used as a pawn in someone else's game, wouldn't it be for a good cause? Why am I defending him? Because I personally would like to see this country thrive. I personally would like to ensure that all Grisha are safe in their homes. I personally would like to know that I and my friends are safe. Do you not wish the same? You fear that he might do something worse once your power is under his control. I suppose that is possible. However, do you realize that we would still be safe? The rest of the world may not be, but we would. If he were able to control your power, make you stronger, he could expand the fold, he could control it. And by doing so, the rest of the world would come to fear Ravka. We would no longer be at the bottom of the food chain, so to speak. Wouldn't you want that? You think that I'm a monster for believing that what he's doing is right. And here I thought you and I were going to become something like friends, or perhaps even something more. I suppose I thought wrong. Stop right there. Where exactly do you think you're going? You haven't any friends or family beyond the walls of Orsalta, so where exactly do you plan to go? Anywhere but here. And just how are you planning to get anywhere but here without being caught? Your face is absolutely, unmistakably recognizable. Everyone would know who you were as soon as they saw you. So how do you plan on hiding when you escape? You'll figure it out as you go. Well, I appreciate your optimism. You're overlooking one very important detail. What are you missing? I am the one standing between you and your freedom as of now. The Darkling will soon take my place if you manage to get past me. However, I don't think that will be the case. After all, I have lived in the Little Palace for years. I have trained for years. I know exactly how to fight you. And you? You've only been here a few months. What makes you think that you are going to get past me, uninjured and alive? You mean to turn me into a Volcra in order to get past me? Well, that would be all well and good. I would devour you the moment you turned me. And even if you somehow survived that, would you really be able to live with the guilt of becoming exactly what you hate? Would you really be able to live knowing that you are just like him, the man who created the Shadow Fold? Would you be able to stand it? I don't think you would. So tell me again, how do you plan on getting past me? Maybe you don't have to. I'm interested to know any plan of yours that involves you not getting past me, and still managing to avoid the fate you so desperately wish to escape. I beg your pardon? You wish for me to go with you? Give me one good reason why I should go with you. You needn't give me 3. I only asked for... I should go with you because you love me. Even if I were to believe such a lie, that is still only one... You're aware of this. You're aware that the Darkling gifted me to the Queen and knew the fate that he was sentencing me to with the King. I see. And your 3rd reason? You realized why the King looks at me the way he does. You realized the fate that I have suffered at his hands. I see. And what? You wish for me to join you and be wanted, potentially wanted for execution, also that we can get a few miles from here and maybe have a little taste of freedom? You think that we can truly escape Ravka? And how do you propose we do that? Really? Vagra told you how to escape. And these plans wouldn't somehow falter if I were to join you? Things might get a bit more difficult. How so? I see. She did give you enough money to buy food and passage, but you're not sure if it's enough to sustain 2 people. That would be fine. I can go without food for a little while. But are you sure you would trust me? After all, I did threaten to potentially break bones if you tried to get past me. What makes you think I won't lead you right to the Darkling's men and turn you in for the reward? Because I love you too? And what makes you suspect that? You can see that, can you? I was rather hoping it was dark enough to conceal the red tinge of my cheeks. It rather matches my hair, don't you think? Look, I told you why I can't love you just yet. Why I can't look you in the eye without being at least a little hesitant, if not fearful. I have explained to you. You understand? And if I were to go with you, if I were to run away and still be afraid for a little while, too timid to voice my gratitude, you would understand that as well? And if I were to kiss you with joy the moment we left Os Alta, would you understand that too? Very well then, my little ruler of darkness. Let's get you out of this city, shall we?